Hi everyone, welcome back to Wes Knows Tech News and Reviews. Today we'll be doing a long-term review of the Xiaomi Mi Band 6. So I've had this tracker on just recently for 3 days non-stop against the Fitbit Luxe, and you'll see the comparison video in the earlier one. Now, I've had this tracker overall for about 4.5 months, and I can say that I absolutely love it for how it looks, for how it wears, and for its functionality. Well, let's get into this long-term review. If you are new to Wes Knows Tech News and Reviews, we talk about the latest tech news. We do brutally honest reviews and share hacks and tricks along the way. So we're going to structure this particular long-term review into 3 sections. First, we'll talk about the design, then we'll talk about the display, and then we'll get into the features and functions. And as a bonus at the end of the video, I'll go through my actual wearing experience. We'll talk about the bumps, the knocks that you get on this watch, how does it react. We'll talk about some of the heart rate accuracy tests that I've been doing with this watch, and we'll just get into some of the extra stuff, some of the stuff I've actually experienced firsthand. Anyway, let's start off with design. So of course, as we expect from a budget fitness tracker, you're gonna have a strap that basically has the actual watch face pop out of there. Simple. And it's just so easy. So it might look cheap, but it's actually very convenient because you pop the face out and you take this palette, and after a heavy workout, when you do have sweat and grime, you might want to give this a good wash, a good wipe down, as well as the actual tracker. So you got your heart rate sensor on the back of it, you want to give it a good wipe. It's so much better to actually remove the tracker from the strap to give it a good wipe down. So I love that design feature. Let's keep going. So the clasp is actually a tuck. You tuck it in here and you clip it in. So tuck and clip clasp. That's why it's called that way, because it is just a tuck and clip. Now, is it convenient? Well, it's not convenient, but it's not as comfortable as the classic watch type clasp. In regards to the actual strap material, it's very soft TPU rubber. I wouldn't call it as soft as silicone, but it's nice. It's got a velvety touch on the top, as well as a velvety feel on the bottom. So to your skin, there's enough holes in there to give your skin a bit of rest and a bit of breathing. Now, I've been showing this on the previous review. So basically, I've been wearing the strap for 3 days, and I've had it off for about an hour now. I can still see a bit of marks there, but there's no irritation left on the skin. So this is what I love about this tracker. It's budget, but the strap does not cause any irritation. And that's me for 3 days, taking showers with it, going to the gym, going to the pool, going for walks, sleeping, all the rest of it. So great little tracker and a great strap. Love it. Now let's talk about the actual display, because this is where it gets interesting. So the display on this thing is wowzers. 1.6 inches of AMOLED display, edge to edge. It's all touch activated, and that just makes it feel absolutely amazing. So anywhere you touch on the screen, you will get a quick and haste response. The CPU power with this tracker is more than enough to keep all the motions fluid, to keep all the screens popping up just in time. The faces are very responsive. In fact, why do I talk about responsive faces? Well, the fact is, you get lots of downloadable faces for this tracker, but you also get modular or customized faces. Now, customized faces are very exciting. That means you can actually set up specific modules on your screen which you want to see. So for example, battery, steps, heart rate, where do you want to see it? And that gives a lot of life to your fitness tracker. Love it. Now, that's pretty much about the display. It's great. It's edge to edge and it's AMOLED. It's bright. There's no ambient light sensor, so it's no auto brightness. There's no always on display, but what do you expect for 40 bucks? So what we're going to do now is we're going to get into the features and functions, because this tracker has plenty to talk about. Okay, so let's talk about the features and functions, but with 3 of the most important ones straight at you. And then we'll get into the more basic features, something that we expect from basically any tracker out there today. So first of all, it's got 30 sport modes. That's amazing. 30 sport modes or 30 sport profiles that are available on such a budget tracker. Also, all of these sport modes are actually goal based. So you can set yourself up with a goal of running 5 kilometers or 5 miles, and the watch or the band will actually vibrate and send you a haptic alert that you've done the distance. Or you can set yourself a time objective. Or you can actually set yourself a calories to be burnt goal. So there's a lot of these things which are available on the tracker, which make it feel like a smartwatch, not just a fitness tracker. Also, it's only got connected GPS, by the way, so there's no inbuilt GPS here. Another awesome thing about the Mi Band 6 is the availability of Pi. Pi is your personal activity index. Now this is a value where you get from 0 to 100 plus. Your main goal is to make sure that your Pi index is 100 points plus, because that would mean that you're in general reducing your risk of heart rate disease by about 25%. Now, what is this Pi index? How does it actually work? Well, it basically takes into account your previous day's activity as well as your activity over the last week. It takes in your heart rate intensity, so at which intensity level did you actually perform exercises. It takes your number of steps that you've taken during the day as well as your sleep quality. So this is all about your cardiovascular health. It's a single number, but it gives you a whole lot of information. So we love the Pi index. Another major thing, so number 3 on the Mi Band 6 is your SpO2 monitor. Yes, it's on demand, so only at a spot in time, but it's still there and it's very useful. Now we know that the Fitbit Luxe has actually been advertised that SpO2 is coming, but it's coming later. This one has it right now. Let's continue with the cool features. So it's got continuous heart rate monitoring. It's got stress monitoring. Well, continuous stress monitoring as well, but you'll have to set that up in your app. It's got sleep stages monitoring, or it tracks your sleep. So first of all, you get your falling asleep and wake up times, and in between you will see your sleep stages, your light, your deep and REM sleep stages. Plus, when you look into the app, it will give you recommendations and advice on actually how to improve that sleep, and that makes it much more enriching. You've got breathing exercises on this tracker, you've got a world clock, you've got the weather widget, you've got your timer, your stopwatch, and all the rest of the usual things you'd expect from a fitness tracker. So that's pretty much it in regards to features. Now let's talk about my personal experience with using the Mi Band 6 for the last 4.5 months on and off, and the last 3 days where I've actually had it in comparison mode with the Fitbit Luxe. Well, first of all, the screen, and if you're standing there in a group of people, they will ask you, wow, what's this tracker? Why does it have such a big face? How much did you pay for this thing? So it is very cool. When people find out how much this thing costs, they're saying, where did you get it for such a cheap price? And you say, well, basically anywhere, that's what it costs. It's not on sale. That's the actual price. Also, so when I was having the two trackers on me, so I had my Mi Band 6 on my left and I had the Fitbit Luxe on my right hand. And when I was walking or exercising, I would have to actually stop to look and squint down at my Fitbit Luxe. If I want to have a look at my left wrist at the Mi Band 6, there's no issue. It's a huge screen. You can see your heart rate, your steps, your calories burned during an exercise. If I was running on the treadmill, I could see my times right there in big, bold, bright and crisp letters on the actual screen. And that's what makes this tracker so exciting. Also, the Pi value. If I know that I have been bumming around and not doing much, my Pi value would fall. But because it incorporates the results over the last week, I know that it's not going to be showing me just at a point in time or one day in a week's results. It's going to be showing me my overall cardiovascular health over the last week. How intense were my exercises, how intense or how interesting my walks were, what was I actually doing for my heart and for my cardiovascular system. So overall, great. Also, if you do watch our accuracy tests, so the heart rate accuracy tests that we've performed with the Xiaomi Mi Band 6, it has proved to be one of the most accurate fitness trackers on the market in 2020 as well as 2021. So, if you do want to get yourself a great tracker that looks great, that is great on your wrist, does not give you any irritations, and you just want a lot of functionality, this is the tracker you should go for. Thanks for watching this long-term review of the Xiaomi Mi Band 6. If you did enjoy it, please drop us a like. If you want to see more of the same, you know what to do. Click on the red subscribe button below the video, and we'll see you in the next one.